You were never lost. You just forgot. And tonight, something is changing inside you that cannot be undone. You didn't find this video by accident. There's no such thing as accident for someone like you. You were guided here, pulled here. Something deeper than your mind, something older than your memory, led you to this exact moment, this exact second, this exact message. Most people will never see this. Most people will scroll past. Most people will choose distraction over transformation, noise over truth, sleep over awakening. But you stopped. You clicked. You stayed. That is not random. That is who you are. There's a small group of people on this earth who were never meant to fit in. People who feel too deeply. People who see things others cannot see. People who have been through fires that should have destroyed them and somehow came out still breathing, still searching, still believing that something greater is waiting. You are one of them. You have always been one of them, but somewhere along the road, someone convinced you that you were ordinary. Someone made you believe that the weight you carry is weakness, that your sensitivity is a flaw, that your loneliness means you're broken. They were wrong. What they called broken, God calls chosen. What they called too much, heaven calls exactly enough. And tonight, the tomb they bury you in is about to crack open because God is not done with you. God is revealing everything tonight. And after this message, you will never see yourself the same way again. If this message found you at the right time, type chosen in the comments right now. And if this kind of truth speaks to your soul, subscribe because what comes next will change everything. Part 1. The weight you carry is not a curse, it is a crown. You have felt it your whole life. That heaviness, that difference, that sense that you were built for something more, but no one around you could see it. No one around you could feel what you feel. No one around you spoke the language your soul was born speaking. So you went quiet. You hid. You learned how to shrink yourself into shapes that fit other people's comfort. You learned to wear masks so convincing that, eventually, you forgot your own face. That is the first thing God wants to reveal to you tonight. The weight you carry is not punishment. It is preparation. Every person who has ever been called to something great has first been crushed. Every diamond began as coal under impossible pressure. Every tree with the deepest roots has survived the most violent storms. And you are still here. Do you understand what that means? You are still here after everything that tried to destroy you, after the betrayals that should have hardened your heart forever, after the seasons of silence when God felt absent and heaven felt sealed, after the nights you cried so hard your chest forgot how to breathe. You are still here. That is not weakness. That is the most terrifying kind of strength the universe has ever produced. The ones who are chosen are never the ones who had it easy. They are the ones who went through hell and chose to keep their light burning anyway. They are the ones who could have become bitter, who had every reason to close their hearts, every reason to stop believing, and yet something deep inside them refused. That refusal is divine. That refusal is the fingerprint of God on your life. You were not meant to be understood.
Part 2. The pain that broke you was always building you. Think back. Think back to the moment you thought was the end. The moment the door closed, the relationship ended, the dream collapsed. The person you trusted looked you in the eye and chose someone else, something else, anything else but you. You thought that moment was destruction. It was direction. God does not break the chosen ones to discard them. God breaks the chosen ones to rebuild them into something no human hand could have carved. The breaking is not the end of the story. The breaking is the most sacred chapter. You have been in that chapter. Maybe you are still in that chapter right now. And if you are, this is your sign. Do not run from the breaking. Do not numb it. Do not rush past it with distractions and performances and the illusion that you are fine. Let it complete its work. Because what is being built inside you right now is more powerful than anything you have lost. Every loss was a rerouting. Every closed door was divine protection from a destination you could not yet see. Every person who left was making space for someone whose arrival will redefine everything you thought love was. You were never abandoned. You were being cleared. God clears the ground before building something magnificent. God removes what is temporary to make room for what is eternal. And the magnitude of what was removed from your life is a direct indication of the magnitude of what is coming. Do not measure your future by your past. The ruins do not define the palace. The grave does not define the resurrection. And yes, there is a resurrection coming for you. Not one day, not someday, not when you are finally perfect enough or healed enough or ready enough. Now, in this season, in this year, in this version of you that still carries the scars but has learned what they mean. The pain that broke you was always building you. And what God is building in you right now, the world is not ready for. Keep watching. Part 4. You are not behind. You are being prepared. You have compared yourself. You have looked at others your age and felt the sting of it. They seem to have the life you wanted, the success, the clarity, the relationship, the momentum. And you are standing there wondering what is wrong with you, wondering why your path looks nothing like what you imagined, wondering if you missed your moment. You did not miss your moment. You cannot miss what was written for you before you were born. The chosen ones always feel late. That is part of the design, because their purpose is too complex, too layered, too world-altering to arrive on a normal timeline. What God is building in you requires more time in the fire because it is meant to last longer, burn brighter, and reach further than anything built on comfort and ease. Ordinary timelines produce ordinary outcomes. You were not built for ordinary. The farmer who plants in spring does not dig up the ground in summer demanding to see fruit. He trusts the process. He trusts the season. He trusts that beneath the surface, beneath the silence, beneath the waiting, something is growing that will take his breath away when it finally breaks through. You are in the growing season. You cannot see it. You cannot feel it. Every logical thought tells you nothing is happening. But beneath the surface of your life, in the invisible spaces where God works, before the world can witness, everything is being set in order. The connections being aligned for you, the opportunities being positioned, the version of you that is emerging from this season of preparation, it is more powerful than the version that rushed ahead. It is wiser, it is rooted, it is unshakable. Every day you feel behind, God is ahead of you arranging things. Every night you feel forgotten, heaven is working on your behalf. Every moment you feel invisible, the right eyes are being opened to see you exactly when the time is perfect. You are not behind. You are being prepared. And prepared people change the world. Stay with me for this last part.
Part 4. The tomb is empty. Walk out. There is something God wants you to understand tonight that will break every chain you have been carrying. You have been living inside a tomb, not because you were placed there by God, but because you were placed there by words, by experiences, by the voice of someone who saw your light and chose to extinguish it. By the version of yourself that got so hurt, so tired, so worn down, that you accepted a smaller story. You accepted that maybe this is all there is. You accepted that maybe transformation is for other people.
You accepted that the best years are behind you, the best version of you is out of reach, the best life is for someone else who somehow deserves it more. That is the tomb. And tonight, God is standing at the entrance saying, "It is empty. Walk out." The tomb is not your home. The grave clothes are not your identity. The darkness is not your destiny. You were never meant to stay in that place. You were only meant to pass through it. And the length of your stay has nothing to do with God's willingness to raise you up. It has everything to do with the moment you decide to walk toward the light. This is that moment. Right now, in this video, with these words landing in your chest like something you have always known but needed to hear spoken out loud. You are the chosen one, not in arrogance, not in comparison, but in divine appointment. Chosen for a specific assignment, chosen to carry a specific light, chosen to reach specific people in specific ways that only you, with your specific story, your specific wounds, your specific fire, can reach. No one else can do what you were sent here to do. No one else can love who you were sent here to love. No one else can speak what you were sent here to speak. The tomb is empty. The stone is rolled away. God has been waiting for this moment, and now, so have you. Walk out, chosen one. Walk out. This is not the end of a video. This is the beginning of a new chapter of your life. From this moment forward, you do not accept the smaller story. You do not go back into the tomb. You do not shrink back into shapes built for other people's comfort. You walk forward. You walk upright. You walk with the full knowledge of who you are and whose you are. You were not ordinary. You never were. You were not forgotten. You never were. You were not too late. You never were. You are a chosen one in a season of divine revelation, and everything that has happened to you, every wound, every wilderness, every winter that lasted longer than it should have, was preparing you for a spring so breathtaking that those who watched you suffer will stand speechless watching you rise. The world needs what is inside you, not the polished version, not the healed version, not the version that has it all figured out. The real version, the raw version, the version that survived and still believes. That version is enough. That version is exactly what was promised. Walk out of the tomb. Walk into your purpose. Walk into the fullness of everything God designed you to be. And if this message cracked something open in you tonight, subscribe right now, because every single week, this channel exists for one reason only, to remind you of who you really are. The tomb is empty. You are chosen. Now, walk.